our technology innovation has been endless. It is currently endless. And we've come across some great innovations such as the cell phone, the computer, etc. But there's some puzzling ones such as sex bots. Let's see what our MSU students here on campus have to say about the crazy innovations they've come across.
Craziest piece of technology I've seen recently would probably have to be the microchip implants that people are putting under their skin that can be used to hold valuable information such as like credit card information and stuff like that.
The system that they use for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
Probably when Elon Musk just sent a rocket into space with a car attached to it just for the hell of it.
The Finch robot, and that is used to teach computer science in K through 12 education, and it's going to be up and coming in the next, I want to say 5 to 10 years.
Probably virtual reality headsets, mostly for gaming, because you actually feel like you're in that world.
So recently, I've heard about this DNA hacking that's going around. Some guy is wanting to change DNA of people to see how it can work and how their body would react.
The fact that we can replace like actual human organs with some sort of like machine or robot that will completely take over all of the things that that organ needs to do.
Cars that can now drive themselves, that's just insane for me to even like comprehend.
Craziest thing I've seen is probably they have this like extra thumb you can put on your hand and you control it with sensors in your foot, and you can use it to like hold extra things or play complicated guitar chords. It's pretty cool.
So, welcome back. We have Joseph today here. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Joseph Schubert. I work here in the Learning Technology Lab at the Camden Carroll Library in Morehead State University. Mm-hmm. We help the students, faculty, and staff of the university with any sort of technology help they need, whether that's printing, scanning, being able to upload documents or fax documents. We do get into more complicated subjects as far as, well, my background is actually in graphic design, so I'm able to help people use things like Photoshop, Illustrator, and the other Adobe products.
Okay. With working with technology and it being a part of your life every day, what are some of the reasons you think technology has benefited us?
The ways that technology has benefited us is pretty endless, I would say. I really get kind of inspired when I see stories of, say, this guy who lives on the other side of the world. He lives in a village. They only have one computer to the whole thing. They have a satellite uplink to the internet, and he was actually able to research on that one computer the disease that their crops were being sort of infected by, mm-hmm. so that he was able to save the harvest that year.
That's interesting.
I think it's pretty interesting stuff, and I mean the ways are endless.
Right.
Yeah, it's a way that we can communicate instantly around the globe with anybody that we want.
Mm-hmm. And for you, what do you think, or to you, what is the most innovative piece of technology we've come across?
I would say, in a general sense, the mm-hmm. internet. If we want to talk more specifically about like devices and things like that, right. Everybody has the phone in their pocket now, which I don't know if it's true, but they say that this is has more technology in it than the shuttle that landed on the moon, mm-hmm. And that's pretty amazing. And it sort of it exponentially
right.
increases
year
after year.
Mm-hmm. And with working with students all the time, do you come across the people who aren't familiar with that?
Yeah, just depending. Different people have different quirks there about mm-hmm. what they're familiar with and what they're not. My boss, Ray Bailey, actually is he's sort of refused to get a smartphone. Okay. So he's going to transition into that because it's almost a necessity in this right. day and age. So it really just depends on the person.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about technology evolving into things such as sex bots and devices that can help you cut an onion or peel a banana?
I mean, that's inevitable.
Right.
Things like that are inevitable, and other ways that you can misuse technology. I mean, crime is effervescent in our society. And you no longer have to be out on the street to be mugged by somebody.
Right.
So there's always going to be somebody who's looking to profit off of these things, or even things that we consider to be strange now that might be commonplace in the future.
Of course.
So technology is definitely going to go that way too, but I think overall if we can use technology to its greatest benefit, then we're going to be a lot better off for it.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go right back into talking with Alyssa about the advancements of sex bots. Stay tuned. So clearly you guys can see that there's been such innovation of technology, and now in 2018 we have sex bots. Alyssa, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a very popular thing that's happening now, and it's actually all over like Netflix. There's videos of it on YouTube and TLC where people are continuously making them more realistic than ever. I'm a little concerned about how this is going to change relationships in the future of how people are dating.
Right.
So,
Because like, what if you meet somebody online, or and then you go over to her house and you
and then they got a sex
accidentally-
bot in the corner. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, or like within relationships, you see a lot of like they hide, like one person hides something, perhaps like a white lie or something, but like
Yeah.
Just finding out, or maybe
Well,
like years down the road.
The
or
interesting thing is that a lot of people aren't hiding them. Like, they're actually pretty proud of it. And there's a lot of people on YouTube who show the relationships where the wives are okay and let their husbands like get sex bots, and they just are like in a polyamorous relationship with a robot.
Oh no.
And they even have kids, and the kids refer to them as like her being part of the family.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was reading about this, and then I saw that you can design them to be to your preference. So if I wanted a sex bot, I could say, oh, I want them to have this nail color and this size and even eye color, and eventually they're going to get them to have like body temperature and for them to react. Sensor.
Yeah, they have
type
sensors
reaction.
in the body, so they react differently to different touch. There actually was a study done where they like surveyed a group of 18 to 30-year-old men and women, and a quarter of them reported that they would actually prefer to be in a relationship with a sex bot than to be in a relationship with a human. And men were 3 times as likely to say that than women. A society where we consume, and buy, and we love beauty and perfection, and it just seems easier for us to get like exactly the look we want and to just obtain it and not have to deal with like any of the other stuff like in a relationship.
So like, what are your thoughts about it to how like nowadays we have this technology that is able to do that?
I think it's interesting. I think if you're referring to terms and like how we're starting to go into AIs, it's a little terrifying. But in sense of a relationship aspect of it, I don't think it's very healthy. I think it's kind of people's way of being able to get things they kind of want without having to full on immerse themselves in like love or something real. Because like I don't think you can really be in love with a sex bot. Like it isn't capable of emotions or feeling. It's not a real being. And it doesn't really have the choice to be there. Like, it can't break up with you. It can't go anywhere.
Yeah, because
so
that was
it's just
also my
kinda
thinking. Because once what if the robot, something crashes with it or the program, like, is that the breakup? Like, when she doesn't more function anymore?
Well, like a lot of the people get more than one. So I'm like, so like
$4,000.
Yeah.
So that's just something to think about. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you collect them all, I guess. I don't know.
Well, everyone has their own thing going on, but yeah. So, well, there you have it. Humans can finally find love with a robot. So it's possible to find love. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is Up to Date with Liz Hernandez. Stay tuned for next time.